we are back in the woods with a new invention. Well, it's not a new invention really, it's a light with a bit of card stuck to it. But the idea of this is that this will be very much like in a studio you might use huge polyboards or a V-flat to light a fashion or portrait photo, where you would shine a light into the back board and have the front board reflect light round. And we're going to scale that down to macro level, see if we can do something interesting with this and get some nice, beautiful, soft wraparound lighting. So that's about the size of it. So let's crack on and see what we can find. Right, the first shot is these beautiful specimens here, these three chaps. There's loads of beautiful detail and texture on the caps, lots of nice stuff to pick out with the lights. I'll try and show with an overhead camera how the light comes from behind and the bits of card reflect light back onto the subjects to give a sort of a wraparound effect. Hopefully that's going to work. So yeah, let's set it up and see how it looks. Right, we are set up on these three beautiful specimens here. There's loads of gorgeous detail and texture on the caps, just loads of nice stuff, lots of nice stems. This one's got a nice big fat bottom there. You can see from the overhead camera we have two LEDs, one on the left hand side, which is providing this light here, light here, light here, and doing a little bit down here. That is set to daylight. You can see also we have one on the right hand side that is set to more or less tungsten colour, and that is providing this nice warmth down here. So if we turn both of those lights off, you can see the daylight is not contributing a massive amount, a little bit on the cap here, a little bit in the background. Flick both of the lights on and you can see what they're doing. So now if we go into the individual lights, and if I turn the left hand light off, you can see the nice warm glow from this right hand light. And if I go to the right hand light, turn that on and off a couple of times, you can see what that is doing. So turn that one off, go back to the left hand light, flick that one on, you can see what that is doing. Picking out lots of detail here, lots of detail here. So both lights back on, and you can see the overall effect here. Nice light from both sides, giving a sort of bit each side and a darker bit in the middle. You can see from the overhead light what I was talking about, where the lights themselves are lighting from behind towards the subject and the cards are throwing some fill light back. That's what's helping provide all this fill here. And yeah, if we just have a look in the overhead camera and I just flick both lights on and off a couple of times, you can see how that works sort of from above really. So that's it. We are going to focus stack this one because the subject obviously is quite deep. We're going to focus on the front here. Just check that with my autofocus. We're going to shoot at 1/8 of a second, f5.6. f5.6, even once we've stacked, will help keep the background nicely out of focus. ISO 64, best quality on this camera, and why not? So according to the meter, we're underexposed by nearly 2 stops, but that's because we're interested in the light bits, not the dark bits. We don't really care what the dark stuff does. So, as I said, we're going to focus there. I'm going to draw the focus towards me slightly. When I stack this, incidentally, I may choose not to have this specimen at the back in focus, may leave that slightly blurred. But we are going to shoot. How many should we shoot? Let's shoot 100 shots, step with the 1, and I'm going to shoot that now. So looking at the final shot, we are past the mushroom at the back, I think. And if that stacks nicely, here's the shot. Right, that shot is done. Hopefully that worked, with the lights giving the rim lighting and the cards in front giving a bit of fill onto the front of the subject. So now I'm going to crack on and see if I can find something else that benefits from the same kind of wraparound lighting. So yeah, let's go. Right, the next shot is this beautiful specimen here. There's an amazing cat with loads of kind of splits and lots of detail in it, and a great stem coming up at an angle. So we're going to shoot that and see what we get. Right, we are set up on this beautiful subject here, right in the middle of the frame. This cap here has got loads of amazing, beautiful detail and texture where the surface is all kind of split open. It looks to me a bit like a Farley's rusk on a stick, or maybe even a flying saucer. But there he is, right in the frame. The stalk is coming down just at a nice angle there. We've got a nice dark foreground and a nice dark background. So you can see from the overhead camera that we have an LED on the left-hand side and another on the right hand side. They're both set to pretty much the same colour. The one on the right is just a fraction warmer, just to warm this side very slightly. So if I switch both of those lights off, you can see that the daylight is not really contributing an awful lot. This was a deliberate decision to keep the background nice and dark, and because the light here is kind of dappled and is changing, so I didn't want that to have too much influence. So if we turn on just the left-hand light, you can see that that is providing detail here, just picking out some of this nice texture, and it's giving us some light under here on the stem. So if we turn that one off and turn the right-hand light on, you can see it's doing pretty much the same on this side. It's lighting the stem, it's giving us lots of nice texture there. So if I now turn the left-hand light on as well, you can see the overall effect. And then if I flick them both on and off a couple of times, you can see the overall effect. And then again from the overhead camera, you can see what that's doing. You can see incidentally from the overhead camera that I'm using the pieces of card to kind of narrow the beam of the lights. And I've also placed a stick in front of each light at the bottom, which is just shading this area here, this area here. Otherwise these bits lit up and they were a bit too distracting. So that's pretty much it. We're shooting at f5.6, 10th of a second, ISO 64. The meter says we are underexposed by a couple of stops, but we're not interested in the dark stuff, we are interested in the light stuff, so we don't want to clip that. So we're going to stack it. I'm going to focus here. I'll just check that with my autofocus. I'll then reach through and just draw the focus towards me slightly, just to make sure I don't miss any little details along this front edge. And then we are going to stack it. So let's go for 100 shots, step width to 1, and shoot that now. So looking at the final shot in the stack, we're miles past the subject, miles past the stem here. There's a little distracting thing here which I don't think will be a problem once it's stacked, but if that does stack nicely, here is the shot. Right, that shot is done and we are done for the day. Hit the like button if you like this video, and if you're not subscribed, now is your chance. See you next time. Cheers.